Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's tug. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot and sink with the buzz. I feel like Joel and B, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Flip these. They let it I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. You not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit Z. Whoa, I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic dude. Whoa, win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Give me all I got. I'm going to the top. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's tug. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot and sink with the buzz. I feel like Joel and B, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Flip these. The lead and I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing at attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. He not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit zero. I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic duo. Win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Give me all I got. I'm going to the top. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's tug. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot and sink with the buzz. I feel like Joel and B, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. Stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing at attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. He not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit zero. I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic duo. Win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Give me all I got. I'm going to the top. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot and sink with the buzz. I feel like Joel and B, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. Right on the way 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 to the top. I'm going in. I'm gonna win. Flip the let it I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. You're not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit Z. Whoa, I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic dude. Whoa, win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Give me all I got. I'm going to the top. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's tug. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot and sink with the buzz. I feel like Joel and B, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. I'm gonna win. Flip the lead and I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. You're not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit Z. Whoa, I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic dude. Whoa, win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Give me all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 Did it, I did it, I did it. I'm going in. Got me like, on grind. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's tug. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot and sink with the buzz. I feel like Joel and B, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. I'm gonna win. it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. He not got a cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit zero. I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic duo. Win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's tug. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot and sink with the buzz. I feel like Joel and B, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going right on the way to the top. Right on the way to the top. Right on the way to the top. Right on the way to
Guys, welcome to League of Legends Legends Ascent South Asia. It's me, Madness, alongside Kaka. And unfortunately, the first game is being streamed on Discord, the one between Kakao Gaming and PNX. But we will bring you another great series, the fan favorite team, S8UL Esports will be playing. And any thoughts about the matchup coming up, Kaka?
I think this should be a quick one. I don't think that's surprising for anyone, us or the viewers, right? S8UL, heavy favorites to win this one, heavy favorites to win the whole thing. Haven't dropped a game till now, sitting pretty at the at top of the leaderboard, 4 wins, all 2 zeros. So unfortunately for Jettfire's Dojo, I think this is going to be a very quick 2-0, and that's exactly how I feel, and I'm sure you will say the same thing about the matchup.
I would also pretty much agree on that. But on the other side, let's take a look at the prize pool and what all these teams are fighting for. It's that 10 lakh INR prize pool, guys, one of the biggest that you will see. And as well as whoever wins gets a spot at the LCP wildcard playoffs. And that's something that all these teams are aiming for, especially one of our competitors in today's beauty. But how we got to here, right? Qualifier 1 was between April 27th to May 11th. Qualifier 2 was between May 12th to May 25th. Qualifier 3 between May 26th to June 8th. All three qualifiers had 3 each, qualified through it, got through in to what is now that 9-team round robin league stage that we are in over here. It is going to be whoever comes out top 4 in the leaderboard will be in the double elimination playoffs. And as always, another reminder, every single series that you will be seeing will be full fearless draft.
Yeah, and those top 4 spots are so highly contested as well. Like, it's really hard to be one of those top 4 teams as we look at today's matchup between S8UL and Jettfire's Dojo. Again, S8UL heavily favored, but stranger things have happened, and that's what we are going to find out pretty soon. Who's gonna win, and maybe, just maybe Jettfire's Dojo can surprise. Well, each one of us, I was gonna say a lot of us, but I think they're gonna have to surprise every one of us if they're gonna win this one. Speaking of top 4 though, Madness, S8UL, I mean, they look like comfortably the best team, so I think they're going to secure that top spot. Cacao Gaming is playing currently, I believe. Let's see how that matchup goes against PNX, who will be favored as well. And then we have Revenants coming in as one of these stronger teams. We were very high on Suvo haters, but they have taken a dip as well. So again, it opens up the space for one of these teams to come up and take the game away as we go into the champ select. The first ban coming out from the side of S8UL is going to be the Jin, and it looks like Catbot isn't playing today, but again, Nero has played quite a lot, has played ADC, support. Now he's gonna play his favored mid lane, and let's see how that goes.
Exactly, because Nero is played that. Xinjiao ban has to come out from the side of Jettfire. That's exactly what they go for. But I think they also have to focus on their own champion. Nero doesn't mind playing quite a few champions over. The Ramus ban comes in from S8UL Esports. And like you said, a bit of the favorites going into the matchup. They do have Lotus this time as the ADC, their main ADC, who has not showed up for the last 2 seasons. Like you said, Nero was filling in here and there, couple of games mid, couple of games ADC, couple of games support. So he's like all rounded out for the team, and he's like one of the best substitutes that you can actually ask for a team. And I don't think they will actually be lacking any power, firepower, especially with him playing instead of Catbot. But let's just see how well it goes. The Viego gets banned against Infi. I don't think it's that smart to target his pool because, like we've talked about before, he has such a wide champion pool.
Yeah, 100%. I at this point, I think you can just ban out the champions you don't want to play against, because these guys can all play a lot of champions, and you can't essentially, ban out one person. So I think that's going to be difficult for anyone. But Xinjiao and Viego, both jungle bans, although Nero does play the Xin in the mid lane as well. So that's sort of a ban that can work for both the lanes right there, as the Volibear ban is going to come through against RTO. And we have seen his Volibear previously, and he was, killing it against PNX, getting those 4-5 solo kills, if I remember correctly. So I think that did deserve a ban, and I'm glad to see that has come in. But the Z has been logged in, and I am 99% sure that's going to go in the hands of Black Infinity.
Exactly. Even in the first game that was streamed in Discord between the Cacao versus PNX side, it was Dead Corporal piloting that champion, got the MVP for it. So let's just see how well Infi's going to be playing this one as well. Like you said, pretty much going in. It has the Kane as the answer from the side of Jettfire's Dojo for now, as well as the bike getting hovered and getting locked in. That's a bike that gets picked. Not a champion that we usually see that much in the scene, at least over here in South Asia. But hey, that's what they want to go for. Let's see what else they can go for. And I think Mage is also playing today for side of Jettfire. Their main top laner is there as well. The TF gets locked in for Nero, as well as the Leona hover right now for Kratos. Let's see if he locks this in. Remember, it was his bread and butter going for these engaged support, but he has pulled up his resume with a lot of enchanters in the recent times.
Yeah, 100%. I think the TF makes sense. You do have, a lot of damage coming in, especially with the Z jungle. So someone to facilitate the mid lane and all these gangs that are going to come in. You need a lot of CC though. I think TF makes a lot of sense there. The Thresh comes in against the Pike. Again, a good matchup. You would think you can block out the hook. You can flay the Pike away when he ease into you. So again, good answers coming in from the side of S8UL right now. And just speaking about the Kayn, that looks like it's going to end up in the top lane now. As we see the Lee Sin come in, I mean, we are still confused about that. Let's see what happens. But I do like that, because I think I have mentioned it many times before that you need to surprise S8UL. If you go, head to head with these meta picks, I don't think it's ever going to work for you. So far, bringing in the surprise factor, we don't know where these champs are going. S8UL, I think, will be confused as well as to what's happening. So I'm really surprised that this is coming in, but quite glad as well that they are experimenting in the draft phase.
I do like it. It makes the addition of that spice, heading in over here. Even we cannot predict what they are thinking. The Orianna ban comes out, as well as the Cassandra. Orianna from the side of S8UL, and from the side of Jettfire Dojo, it's going to be that Cassandra, as they ponder at least their last ban over here. No ADCs have been picked up as of yet. Lotus has a wide variety, loves his Vayne, probably with this Thresh going to be going for something else. And let's see what the Pike will get paired up with in the bot side. This Lee Sin can be going top. The Kayn can be going top in the Grey Kayn, just depending on how they want to build out over the Draven ban against Lotus. So they're targeting him at the very end, essentially, over here. And I like the Jhin ban comes out against Jettfire's Dojo, because so many of their players do play that champion, and you don't want to give them an advantage. The Jax as the final ban for S8UL Esports. So let's see what Jettfire Dojo wants to pick up in the second phase of picking here.
Yeah, this will be giving away some information, this fourth pick coming. And I mean, you could always pick the ADC, and it's still going to be a bit confusing for the side of S8UL. But the Ornn has now come in, so maybe we are gonna see a mid Lee Sin in this one. We'll have to see again. Free does play his Yasuo. It was open. Decides not to pick that champion, so they might think that Lee Sin can counter the TF in some sort of a way. We are still yet to find out, as the Sylas is going to the hover. Never mind, actually, that TF is going towards the bot side of the map, I'm pretty sure. Have seen Lotus play a game or two on that champion. So again, a lot of flexibility coming in for either side. But RTO gets his beloved Mordekaiser.
He does get his beloved Mordekaiser. Yasuo hover right here. Let's see if that gets locked in, and that's exactly what it looks like. But no, last second change to that Sylas. Like you said, it's going to be pretty much the TF with the bot side with the Thresh. The Ornn gets locked in for May. This is one of his more comfort champions. He also helped Jettfire Dojo pick up a game with that helped them win out the series last time that they were on the map against good teams like Shuvo Haters. They ended up winning that series 2-1. So unfortunately, didn't lock up all 3 points, but got at least majority in that pool for themselves. Let's see what the last pick will be here for the side of Jettfires. It has to be an ADC. It's going to be the Kai'Sa, very standard pick right now in the meta, and with that CC you can just follow up on those backlines as of yet. But I think S8UL Esports are just having a bit of fun with it, just given how their draft is looking right now.
Yeah, they might be having a bit of fun, but that's not going to translate into the game for sure. I mean, they are still picking their favorite champions. Kratos, we have seen his Thresh is pretty good. Nero plays a lot of Sylas. Infi is just so goated in this role that I think he can play anything and make it work. And, RTO as well getting his Mordekaiser. So I think that's going to be a pretty difficult game still, for the side of Jettfire's Dojo, and especially with their own experimentation, the Lee Sin coming in the mid lane, and the Kayn in the jungle, the Pike as well that we haven't seen in quite a while. So yeah, very interesting draft coming in from either side.
It does look like we have a rehost coming in, but I think Jettfire Dojo have some plan coming into this game, especially a game against a team like S8UL. Like you said, you can't go for the standard things because S8UL will pretty much beat you down the way you are that way. So now they're trying to maybe experiment a bit. It also might help in future series for them if they can get some champ picks off that they would like over here. But it seems so much fun coming in for S8UL. Like you said, even with whatever picks they go for, they usually come out on top. There is pretty much competition left for them, and they've been dominated. They haven't dropped a game, they haven't dropped a series at all. No points lost till now. They've got majority, or actually the entire bunch of the points that were available to them. They've already dropped teams like PNX, like Kakao Gaming without breaking that much of a sweat. I think the more interesting part was Shuo Haters standing like a bit nicely against S8UL in the beginning parts of their game. So that was, them showing that they also have metal. But at the end of the day, it is S8UL Esports. It is the team that has been dominating for so long. And that's why they're a bit slightly favorites going into this matchup. And honestly, Jettfire Dojo have a lot of work to do for them if they want to make this work out. And the picks, honestly, that Lee Sin pick, very spicy. We've only seen Broken Blade play the Lee Sin so far in the South Asia, at least in Legends Ascend South Asia as of now. And it's been a hit and miss with him having a 50% win rate on the champion right here. So let's see what Jettfire Dojo have cooking for us.
100%. And the S8UL have faced the top 4 teams, I would say top 4, top 5, you can call it. Suo Hitters, Revenants, Kakao Gaming, PNX. I think these are the teams that we expect to finish in the top 4 aside from S8UL. So, I mean, the question is there anyone else for them to beat? Or that will be competing at least against them, and that's going to be hard to find. So even if they have such a draft where the TF can end up going towards that bot side of the map, I still fear for JDJ, who will have to face the havoc that's gonna come in from the side of S8UL.
Exactly, it is going to be a bit problematic. While we just maybe head back into the draft very shortly over here, we think we have a bit of rehost issues coming in, but still an exciting day of League over here. Other reminder that the PNX and Kakao Gaming game is going on in the Discord server if you want to check that out as well. Like you said, Kakao Gaming, PNX, some teams that we assume will be making it maybe top 4 over there, and unfortunately PNX is already 0-1 down in series in a very quick game. It was I think a 22-minute or 21-minute game where Kakao Gaming showed dominance, especially with the Z in Dead Corporal's hands. So now we get to see the Z in Infi's hands, and let's see how well he is on that champion, because we already know Infi pretty much one of the best players in South Asia right now.
Yeah, arguably the best player, I would say, in South Asia. Speaking about the other series, as you said, 22 minutes, I don't think that's surprising. I think PNX have looked like a lesser version of themselves in these previous series. So they will be hoping to pick it back up for themselves. But yeah, it's going to be hard against these top 2-3 sides. It always is, as we jump back into the draft and see what actually went wrong.
We are going to be getting back into the draft. I don't think there's going to be any changes. They're just going to do it as fast as possible with their same picks going for themselves. They even picked up the Silas at an earlier stage, but it doesn't make a difference because it's pretty much the same parts of them. But the Singed getting picked up for the side of Jettfires, I'm not so sure about that pick coming in for them, because I don't think that was what they had locked in for themselves. Still a bit interesting, because I think Mage had gone for the Ornn last time that we had seen. As the last pick comes in, it should be the Kaiser, but they have thrown a curveball with that Singe getting picked up. I thought it was just a standard rehost of the draft at this point, but that doesn't make it seem like it. They have another bunch of avenues, or maybe another rehost might be in the back. The Evelyn gets picked up. I honestly do not know what's happening, and yes, it did get rehosted again. We're having a bit of iffy situations behind the scene, and I think we're just gonna have to power through the problems. I just think maybe the Sage was picked up by mistake, so that's why they have to just redo the draft, because otherwise I think it's just pretty much a standard pick the same champions right now, because that draft was looking okay or okayish for the side of Jettfire Dojo, and they're not allowed to change it. So let's just see what happens as we move forward here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening there. Honestly, the picks had come in, as you said, the On, the Kaisa as well. So the Sin is getting logged in the Evelyn. I'm not sure what JDJ is trying to do. Maybe one of these players have their client bug, but two different picks. I think it's just a waste of time coming in from their side. It seems like hopefully that will be fixed very soon and we can get into the game. But yeah, I mean, I don't think we can talk too much about the draft anymore, right? So we'll just have to wait and watch.
Hopefully, we just get to wait and watch while we solve the issues behind the scenes. Talking a bit about the standings right now, like S8UL Esports pretty much top dogs, have the #1 spot locked up, more points than pretty much anybody. And like you said, they faced the toughest teams that they were supposed to face in Legends Ascent so far, like you said. So they shouldn't have much more of a competition heading in. But Jettfire was pretty much on the opposite end of the spectrum right now. That they are sitting completely at the lower end, and it's a bit tough time. But guys, while we sort out these issues, please don't go anywhere while we take this very short break.
The letter I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. He not got a cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit zero. I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic duo. Win and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the buzz. I feel like Joel and be the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. Alright. and I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. I got a cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit zero. I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic duo. Win and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. Wanna see my ambition. I'm not a regular civilian. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop.
Guys, welcome back to League of Legends Legends in South Asia. It's me, Madness, alongside Kaka. After that very short delay, we will be heading into the game over here. We've seen most of the draft. It's going to be the same one that you saw the first time before the Rios happened. It's going to be the same champions going to be incoming for them. I think they just had a bit of champ select problems with maybe some people not owning some certain champions, and that's the problem that they occurred over there. But that doesn't change the predictions going into this matchup. I think it's still going to be a tough time for Jettfire's Dojo to actually accomplish anything against the behemoth that is S8UL Esports, and it is going to be a very uphill battle for them.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's one of those games where you know the result before it has even begun. But again, I'm in for a surprise. JDJ did surprise us last time around when they beat, I think it was Suo Haters 2-1. I think that was a pretty close series as well. And yeah, this one, I don't have huge expectations, honestly, but we'll have to see what happens in the game as we jump onto the Rift right here. And let's go over the runes and everything. Barrier for Lotus, of course, on the TF. He's going to be going AD. And it looks like they have a singed Pyke bot lane coming in. I don't think I have seen that before.
I don't think I've either seen that before. So it's not going to be that Kaiser that we thought was going in the bot side. It's going to be the Singe picked up for Rook 24. It was pretty much known as an OTP Singe topside. And I think even Jettfire Dojo is kind of trying to have fun with it for themselves. Because yes, very unusual combo. But with that, they can actually lock up some champions. But they're going for a level 1 over here in the top side. It is going to be problematic. Free is going to be jumping in onto RTO. RTO has to flash to get out with his life. So the level 1 accomplishing a bit for the side of Jettfire's Dojo. They get the flash out of RTO. He has to get the reset. But I would have liked maybe added vision in the bot side. Maybe go deep and put a ward for yourselves over there. But Nero and Infi are still walking this side. Lotus with that TF ADC for himself. And this bot lane is anything but meta.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what to expect from this bot lane. I'm going to be honest there. But burning RTO splash, I think that's going to be valuable. Although Kane is starting on the top side of the map, so he won't be looking to gank in the next 2-3 minutes at least, as Nero looks to go in. Gets hit by the Lee Sin Q, is going to take a bit of damage. Lee Sin again against the melee champions can be some sort of a lane bully. you can level up your E, and you can already see Nero taking so much damage from the Lee Sin, and he has to be careful because at level 2 or 3 Lee Sin, you know, if you level up 2 points on the E, you are going to deal a lot of damage. So Nero will have to be careful, but it looks like he's farming well. He's going to hit level 2 first, as well as Lee Sin has to burn his flash free, just not respecting the level up timer right there, loses his flash for it.
Yeah, now there's a flash that's Lee in the mid side, something that you don't see. Saturn, nice hook plus the flail gets a lot of Pike's HP. The ignite ticks away, not letting the grey health even heal him back up. Nero's going to go back yet again onto Free. Free has to be very careful what he wants. The flash forward by Nero, the chains do not connect. Nero still emoting on it. Free connects his Sonic Boom, but will he take the Q2? He does go in. One more auto can he kill, but no, the lifesteal comes in from Nero. The ability did land for him. He picks up the first blood, but the bot side, Preeti Jinta is coming in very hot. Nice, the cinch flings back. Lotus caught up. The ignite ticking with the W from the Kane also lands. Rook to D4 claims that kill. Infi's coming from the other side. They have to be careful. They don't want to overextend. The Shadow in forward. He does come in. Flash forward on to the Pike. Claims his kill. Kratos is just bobbing and weaving through this fight, trying to not give up too much. Jinta has to be careful. Rook to D4 channels his ghost as well. The poison is ticking. I don't think you can follow up too much. Infi tried to go back in, but no, the auto attack does come from him. He does claim the kill onto the Kane, and that's the feats of warfare picked up at the 3-minute mark for the side of S8UL Esports.
Yeah, I think that's a huge misplay right there from Rook to D4. Even in the mid lane, Free going in thinking he had enough damage, but Nero had his Kingslayer up, gets the HP back, gets the auto attack in, gets the first blood. In that matchup, as Infi is looking to gank this mid lane again, no flash onto this Lee Sin, and he's gonna die again. Nero picks up his second kill of the game, and we just talking about the bot fight as well. Rook to D4. I don't know why you are chasing the Thresh when you can kill the Zed in one auto attack. So I think that was a big mistake coming in from him. And now you can already see at 4 minutes, almost a 2,000 goal lead for the side of S8UL. 4 kills to 1. And a really, really difficult mid matchup for the Lee Sin, who has died twice already.
He has died twice already. Nero is maybe 3 times his CS. Nero's having a fun time getting back to his main role, that is the mid lane for him. Yeah, like you said, Rook to D4. I don't think the target prioritization was essentially coming in for the bot side of Jettfire's Dojo, and they pay that price. Now, Genius may be coming in looking for a hook, but maybe not that advice. Rook to D4 might want to try and fling him back once that hook has landed. The stun will also connect. The lantern coming in from Kratos saves Lotus's life. But the hook from Lotus connects on to Rook to D4. The death sentence landed him. Here comes the fling. The gold card out from Lotus. Rook to D4 has to be careful, but the poison is ticking away. Genius with the last auto claims that kill up for himself. Free just keeps on trying to trade with Nero, but essentially at this point E is pretty far behind in terms of items, in terms of how you want to go for that match. At bot side though, unfortunately, Lotus ends up falling down, but it's the Pike that claims the kill for himself.
Yeah, Pike getting that kill for himself, I don't think that's going to hurt them too much as well. Just keeping an eye on the jungle matchup, the CS difference is massive right now, 20 CS to 51. Infi has picked up like 5-6 extra camps. He's already level 6, comes in towards this mid side of the map yet again, gets the kill onto the Lee Sin. Unfortunately, Nero is going to go down to the Kane right there. He's gonna pick up the shutdown, but this Lee Sin pick is completely out of the game already, and we are just 6 minutes in. And Infi is having the time of his life in this game right now. Still has 2 more cams that he can farm up. Infi has again up like already level 6. That's crazy. Extra camps. He's already level 6. Comes in towards this mid side of the map.
Yeah, like you can see in a bit of the replay, a bit of an overlap of the voice, but no problem whatsoever. But yeah, trade of mid lane, shutdown of Nero was picked up by Virginia, by the Kane. Mage trying to trade against RTU in the top side. A bit of a CS lead for him. Already you can see Nero is twice the CS of his opposing counterpart. Here comes the hook. Will it land? It does land onto Lotus. Lotus gets locked up. Rook to D4 tries to chase as well. The fling lands. The lantern was already placed by Kratos. Lotus gets out, but look who's back here. It is Infi. Infi's looking for maybe a pick. Genius has to be careful. Is backing up on the side. You can see Nero's trying to flank in through the jungle, opposition jungle. He's going to catch on to Rook to D4 here. If the chains connect, this could spell detriment. The chains don't connect onto him, but the pike out stolen gets used onto the stage. The kill is claimed. The second use of the ultimate gets flashed away by the pike. That's going to be Rook to D4 actually claiming the kill onto Nero. So 1-for-1 exchange, but it doesn't look like it's over. The hook lands, it connects on to Black Infinity. So does the Songbook from Free, but I don't think you can chase even much further. Maybe just pick up some more waves in the mid side, but maybe just catch this wave instead. Kratos with an excellent hook on to Lee Sin, and unfortunately, Free has not showed up whatsoever in this matchup as of yet.
Yeah, and I'm just waiting for Infi to go back and see what he's gonna pick up, and there you go. Hubris picked up a first item already completed at 7 minutes. So he's just gonna be really strong right now. The Kayn is invading the jungle, but he's only level 5, so you can't really get away as Lotus yet again in the 2v2 goes down, and that's going to be the 0-3 TF coming into start of this game. Lotus again, wonky pickup comes in and it's not working out. I don't think that's too much of a surprise, and just like I called it before, Preeti Zinta, way too far up. He's already half the CS, has died twice now. Should never be invading the enemy jungle when you don't know where the enemy jungle is, and especially when you're so far behind. So he's gonna end up paying with his life as the grubs have been started from the side of Infi, and you can't really just play against that guy anymore. He's so fed, and if you show up, I don't think he even needs the ultimate, as Nero is fighting 2 versus 1 right here. Should have the Kingslayer up pretty soon. Uses the kick onto Free, goes in 2 versus 1, gets kicked, and he might end up going down right there. Not Genius using his ultimate to finish off that target. I mean, Nero did survive for quite a while, honestly. Could have potentially 1v2'd, but the Kayn showed up as well, and that was the end of his 2 versus 1 attempt right there, as he's gonna be seeing his third death come in as well.
It does seem his third death comes in. Like you said, he juked quite a few abilities of the opposition over there. He was darting in and out. The Kayn comes in, causes a lot of mayhem. The kick comes in from Free, pushes Nero back. I thought Nero was trying to connect his own stolen kick to get a double knockup for himself, but unfortunately didn't happen in the mid side for him. He ends up going down over there, but like you said, buys a lot of time. His side even picks up the grubs, if I'm not mistaken, so it's looking really good for them. I think the only weak point is going to be Lotus on that TF. Like you said, a bit of a wonky pick. It did not work out, and it is just not that. But at least terms of kills, 7 kills to 6, 7 for S8UL, 6 for the side of JDJ, and a 2k goal lead still maintained, even 2.5 at this point. And just look at the jungle camp difference between Infi and Preeti Zinta right here.
Yeah, it's massive. I mean, and honestly, Zed scales really well as RTO takes the on into the death realm. Is not going to finish him off, does not have enough damage right now to do that, as Infi again invading the top side, bot side jungle, and that's a dead pike on my screen right now, not Genius. Gets cancelled right there, is going to end up dying anyway. The death mark is going to finish the job. Mage might end up going down as well. That was so close from the side of Mage. Has to flash out right there, but I mean, that was a very close affair. Either of these players could have gone down. Rook to d4 has to flash away. Kratos answers that with his own, and we see a lot of fight, a lot of skirmishes coming in. Infi picking up the dragon now, so 2 objectives already secured for his team. 1 more and they will be securing the feats of strength for them themselves as well.
Exactly, they are already on a fast track to lock that up for themselves. Preeti Zinta might be coming in for the bot side against Kratos here. Maybe he tries to look for him, but the gold card comes out from Lotus, stuns him up in place. Kratos might look to go down, but no, Infi's coming from the side. Lotus is fighting against Preeti Zinta, but Preeti Zinta does ultimate into Infi, tries to maybe gap himself, get some distance between him, but no, Zed with the shurikens claims the kill, but here's Rook to D for the ult from Genius. Chucks him down quite a bit. The shutdown getting picked up by the support of Jettfire, and they're not done. The hook connects. Free. I don't know what that flash was, my Lee Sin. The hook, the death sentence connects for Kratos, and that was exactly the death sentence on Lee Sin. Honestly, what do you think about that flash over there, Kaka?
I mean, Free just delivering the free kill onto the enemy team right there. It seems like. I mean, I'm at a loss of words as well. That was not the prettiest flash that I have ever seen. Ends up going down for no reason at all right there. So, not his best game so far, as TF is going to TP towards the bot side of the map, deals some sort of damage onto the Sins, but does not really have enough to kill him off right there. But they did pick up the kill onto Infi, right? So I think they'll be pretty happy with that. The death mark was not able to finish the Z right there, but they end up getting the kill nonetheless, as Nero goes in for a trade. Not Genius is here on the pike. I think that should have been expected. The kick comes in. Nero still going to survive though, as Infi is looking to steal some camps off from Pretty Zinta right there. The On as well coming in to help, but the Mordekaiser has taken him into the death realm. Remember, both of them don't have any flashes, so Mage is going to die in the 1v1. That's going to be a solo kill coming in for the side of the Mordekaiser NRTO.
Solo kill comes in. Rook to d4 left to defend this bot side turret by himself. The hook not connecting for Kratos. The gold card does. Plus the ultimate coming in from the thirst. The ignite also taking away on Rook to d4 and slowly but surely whittling away onto him. They both eat 2 tower shots. Not Genius is coming in. He does have his ultimate. Looks to try and get that on Kratos, and that's exactly what he does to claim the kill. Here comes Pretty Zinta from the side, going in onto Lotus. The W unfortunately does not connect, but the second ultimate from the pike does. That's a double kill picked up by the support of Jettfire's Dojo.
Yeah, double kill coming in, but I think the damage has been done already. The bot turret is going to go down pretty soon. Only has the one plating left on it right now. You look at the goal lead, there's already like a 3,000 goal lead coming in for the side of S8UL. In what has been a very scrappy game so far, we are seeing a lot of fights come in from either side. Both of these teams are not afraid to fight, especially Nero, as he always looks to go in with his E. And my god, he must be so annoyed of the pike at this point, because he's always towards the mid side of the map. Every time Nero decides to go in, the pike shows up. Ghost used by the Saint right now might not be the best option to chase the Silas, as it turns out it wasn't. The death mark comes in, flashes burn for both these champions. Oh my god, Pretty Zinta taking half of his HP bar in damage. Infi switches to his R right there. Is still going to survive somehow. The ignite actually is going to finish the Z, as the Not Genius goes on a rampage. Has picked up 4 kills in a row now, and again this game is just so full of action.
Exactly that point. Nero plays it pretty well. That flash to great distance, so the Z can come in. A ward up from Free, kicks back Lotus towards his own turret. The gold card connects from this Twisted Fate. The Q misses from the Lee, and that spells his detriment. Nero versus Rook to d4 in the mid-time. Mid lane, Rook to d4 going to claim a solo kill onto Nero. Looked like it could be changing. Here was the on connects onto RTO. Not Genius is here as well. A shutdown claimed by the top laner of Jettfire's Dojo, but the bot tier 1 falling to the hands of S8UL Esports.
Yeah, and that will secure the feats as well for them right now. Lotus again falling so far behind in the laning phase, but look at him now. He has the 5 plates, the first turret gold for himself, 2 kills as well, has completed the Yuntal, and is very close to the rapid fire cannon as well. So he's gonna have 2 items pretty soon. Same for Black Infinity, has the Eclipse, has the Hubris completed, so he's very strong as the TP comes in from Nero. Kratos fishing for something, let's see if he can find it. Never mind. Rook to d4 just going to go back. The bot lane, it looked like, was the shining point for the side of JDJ, but even they have fallen behind as of now. The Rift Herald has been picked up, and that was I think it had the bounty as well on it, so good job on them. The TF going to ult and see what's happening towards the top side of the map. Remember, RTO does not have his ultimate, so it's a good time to gank him right now. He's going to flash away Let's see if they have the damage to finish him. They do. Mage is going to come in with the W and finish that target. Meanwhile, Infi gets the solo kill onto the Lee Sin. The Pike is going to go down as well. The On is going to follow. And that's going to be a 4-4-1 and pretty soon a ace. Well, an ace for the side of S8UL. And this was a 4v5.
Ace from their side. It was a 4v5 and ace for their side. RTO the only casualty on themselves. A very, very, isolated fights coming here and there. It just didn't look free. Just falls down completely free to the hands of Nero, who picks up that. Sorry, to the hands of Infi, who picks up that kill. And then turrets falling left, right, and center for the side of Jettfire's Dojo. The ultimate from Nero stolen from Preeti Zinta. The hook connects from Kratos. His turret will be falling down. Soon Preeti Zinta will be following suit, and that's exactly what happens. It's going to be Nero who claims that kill, and in a blink of an eye, game has been broken wide, completely even wider open. 10k gold difference. The hook lands onto Free. The death sentence claims his own death. And Lotus just keeps on auto-attacking. Yuntal's completed, so now does a fair bit of damage over time, especially with the attack speed from himself. Nero doesn't look like he's done. Chains don't connect from him. Rook to D4 is trying to protect it as much as he can. Mage against RTO in the top side in pretty much a 1v1 scenario, but mid tier 3 for the side of JDJ about to be falling down. The chains again not connecting from Nero. Ornhorn gets called in from Mage. It does connect onto only Lotus. They're trying to go on to him, but Infi with the death sentence, with his ultimate, with the death mark, claims the kill onto the Orn. Nero trying to go for more damage. Preeti Zinta just trying to Beyblade his way out of it, but unfortunately gets caught out. This is just 17 minutes and already S8UL hammering away at the main inhibitor.
Honestly, I think they're looking to end the game as well here. Never mind, they're just going to back out. But look at the goal lead already at 17 minutes. It's almost 11,000 goal lead coming in for the side of S8UL. This is what we expected. I don't think anyone should be surprised after seeing this. They are trying out champs and they are still looking quite good, doing it. And that's the sort of dominance that we expect from this team as well. Speaking, for JDJ, I think they tried to surprise the champions, and I think that has backfired quite, hard on them. And it just, at this point, quite sad to watch what's happening as I think Lotus is going to go down. Never mind, uses the flash, can still use the ultimate to get away. The flash W comes in from the Kane. Nero is in the vicinity. He is looking to come in. This is still a 3 versus 4. The Abscon abduct is going to miss again from Nero. Still has the kick for himself. Another lantern is going to come in, and that's going to save. But now the big guns are here. RTO is here. Infinity is here. Picks up his first kill. Deathmark comes in onto the Pike. He's going to die as well. Nero looking to chase Mage towards the top side of the map. Another E is going to miss, but I don't think that matters too much right now, as Preeti Zinta is going to try to save his top laner. Not going to work. The death sentence comes in, and it's going to be a 3-4-1 in a fight that JDJ had started and somehow lost.
They did start, they did lose it. They had got good picks, but like you said, the big guns come in. Here comes Infi, here comes RTO into that fight. Tier 3 in bot side also falls. The inhibitor to follow suit as well. Ornhorn coming in, only going to connect onto the Mordecai. Not essentially the target you want. You're going to fling him back, but he still does quite a bit of damage. He's still very tanky. Rook to D4 is very low. Nero, this time chains do connect, picks up the kill. One by one, members of JDJ are falling. The Pike, who looked so good early on, unfortunately can't do anything. At least Preeti Zinta picks up the shutdown from Nero, but now he is at the ends of his wit about what he has to do over. His W does connect, but how much can you do? The death mark comes in from Infi, and ace for the side of S8UL Esports as they hammer away at the last Nexus turret. Now the Nexus left bare open overhead. They did lose 2 members in this fight, but it doesn't matter. This is a statement game coming out from S8UL Esports as they secure this series and move up to game 2 in a 1-0 fashion against Jettfire's Dojo.
Yeah, I think that was the quickest game of the tournament as well so far. 20 minutes and
so falls
30
the inhibitor to follow suit as well. Ornhorn coming in, only going to connect.
Yeah,
It is.
that was just so one-sided. So
yeah. It is a one-sided affair. That Jettfire Dojo did try to come up with some spicy. Unfortunately, Freeze Lee Sin just did never came online, especially after that first, I guess, solo kill that Nero acquired against him. But like, I think the bot side of Jetfire's Dojo has to be given some credit. They did pretty well early on. Not Genius with good ults, good hooks coming in. Lotus struggled a bit for himself, just given how his champ is against the Singe and the Pike. But still, the lanterns were coming in from Kratos. The safety was there. RTO was a monster topside. Infi was every place that he needed to be. And pretty much the expected result in this matchup. Jettfire Dojo have to come up with something spicy, more spicy in game two, or maybe rethink about how they want to go about it, because the comp did look like it could have made it a fun game, but unfortunately, it got completely blown wide open.
Yeah, I think this was sort of expected. Maybe not the way in which it happened. There were a lot of fights. It was a bloodbath for both the sides. We didn't expect the bot lane, especially Lotus, to die so many times, but he did. Even then, he ended up getting a goal lead towards his opposite number. So, um, you know, JDJ wanted a scrap. They got one. They ended up losing it, and S8UL, finishing what seems like the fastest game of the tournament so far yet, because there's still a game two to come in, and then God knows what's going to happen in that one. So a good try from the side of JDJ, I think, but the result was never in doubt. I think S8UL was going to win this in a dominating fashion, and that's exactly what has happened.
Exactly what has happened. At least let's look on paper how this matchup did look for them. As you can see, 32 kills for S8UL versus just a 16 for JDJ. By the end, the goal difference was 30k in favor of S8UL Esports. 9 towers from them to the 0 of Jettfire's Dojo. 2 Drakes taken, 3 Void Grubs taken. Only thing that JDJ could answer in terms of jungle objective back was the Rift Herald. Like you said, one of the faster games that we have seen. 20 minutes and 29 seconds is all it took for S8UL Esports to lock up this game one for themselves.
Yeah, that's a very quick game coming in. You can see complete domination. Only the Rift Herald picked up, and that had a gold bounty as well on it. And it was picked up while S8UL were taking the dragon for themselves as well. So, yeah, I mean, look at the goal lead as well. 13,000, 32 kills to 16. So that is exactly the double of how many kills JDJ had. And the scorecard reflects it as well. I think the biggest number right there is the 2029 game time for the side of S8UL. As we look at the MVP of this game one, and I don't think it was ever in doubt. 11, 2, and 11. That's a very pretty score line for him. 1,281 damage, almost 10 CS per minute as a jungler, and 12,000 gold. Infi piloting the Z, just making it look really easy.
Exactly. Pilot Z made it very easy for him. The MVP of game one going to he's already racked up quite a few MVPs in Legends Ascent so far, pretty much in the top over there. That 9.9 CS for me as a jungler is just insane numbers coming out for him. But there's a reason he's one of the main stars in this team. That is a star-studded roster essentially, and if you can stand out in that just means that you're an exceptional player at the end of the day. So we've already had 2 Z games, one coming from Infi, one coming from Dead Corporal, and both of them actually get MVPs for the game. So you just can see how these teams like to try and one-up each other in the sense of this, because they are pretty much in the top 2 slots of Legends Ascent going on over here. But very interesting up matchup. Like I said, a bit of difference, at least in points, between these two teams, and was definitely showing in this matchup where Jettfire Dojo tried to be creative, tried to experiment quite a bit, but unfortunately falling quite a bit short in game one.
Yeah, I mean, that did look like the top team versus, one of the bottom teams as well in game one at least. We'll be hoping that JDJ can have a better game plan in game two, or it's going to be the same result in maybe a more dominating fashion. So we'll hope for them, and let's see if they have any more picks to surprise us. I think the Singed bot with the Pike was quite surprising. The Lee Sin did not really work out as they might have intended, dying at level 3 right there, ending up 0-7 or something like that. So Free was quite free in this game, but they are going to have to come up with more surprises. Otherwise, it's going to be the same story.
Exactly. It is looking like if they don't come up with more, it could be a problematic affair for them heading on further into this series. The expected result is what came out. I wanted to see more fight coming back from JDJ. Their bot lane at least put up a good effort in it. Nojines was pretty good on this Pyke. He was everywhere he needs to be, but the Pyke unfortunately can't carry the game at the end of the day. He's not someone who's going to be in that sort of situation later on. He's just going to fall off. So you have to play in that in mind for yourself. Unfortunately, Lee Sin never came online. I don't think Free's going to be experimenting with that anytime soon. Maybe some change up for him. The Singe looked to D4, make sure that he's the OTP. That's why he came out so strong over there. But guys, before we head back into the action, before we head into that crucial game 2, we're going to take a very short break.
Right, guys, welcome back to Legends Ascent South Asia. We are between the series between S8UL and JDJ, where S8UL dominated the first game, ending in 20 minutes, 29 seconds, in what has been the shortest match of the tournament so far. Madness, what were your thoughts on that game one? And I think we both expect the same to happen in the game two as well.
I think so, and I think so. S8UL is just going to try and beat the record of the fastest game coming into the second set. As you can see, S8UL Esports will be retaining that blue side for them. Jettfire is still on the red side. It is looking pretty good for them, and as you can see,
my genius will be understood eventually.
okay, we jump into the champ select. Jin is going to get banned out yet again for themselves, and you can see it could be a tough point of them. Viego ban still against Infi. They really don't want a Jin to be played. I think S8UL should have a bit more fun with it. Allow these picks just troll as much as they want to go for themselves. The Ramos ban still going to be coming out, and still looks like, let's see what else these both teams have cooking up, because both teams cooked up quite good looking or bad looking bot lane essentially for themselves. Of all these picks, the Belvet ban against Infi, I think there are way more champs of his that you have to be afraid of than that he's gonna be playing over here, right, Kaka?
Yeah, 100%. I think he will be playing again one of these carry champions. I think Belvet is fine. I don't think he was going to pick it up anyway, so might not make a lot of sense. But again, you are only trying to ban out the champions that you don't want to play against, so maybe it's something they don't like playing against. But for Infi, I think he can still pick up the Nidalee. The Zed has already gone. He can still pick up the Lee Sin. Actually, Lee Sin is banned. Never mind. So I don't think he can do that. But the other carry champions are still open. The Karthus is open for him. The Pantheon is still there. So he just has a lot of options coming in. I don't think he'll be too mad about getting banned out at all, as we do know his champ pool is not a champ pool. It's more of a champ ocean actually, as the Yasuo first pick is going to come in. So that's going to be a denial of the Yasuo picker from the side of Free, who does play that champion quite a lot.
He does honestly like to play, and at the same time they're gonna take away the Remington by locking it up for themselves. Mage is gonna be pirating the champion. His Ornn did leave a bit to desire. The Ornn was not connecting on the correct targets essentially in these team fights, but the Yas pickup does make it spicy. Free is gonna take that one definitely a bit personally. Let's see what Jettfire Dojo want for their second pick over here. They're gonna be these shots being fired left, right, because Lotus is one of the few players who does love playing the Vayne at this top level in our tournaments, and gets locked up. Infi, yet again with another bit of the casual with his Diana, something that he is known to be deadly on. I think that's RTO gonna get locking up his Malphite, and we're going to this draft at a very fast pace essentially here.
Yeah, we are. And if I'm the Vayne, I'm looking at the enemy champions, the 3 picks that have come in, and I'm already regretting that champion, picking up the Vayne for myself, because I don't think there's any way he's going to get to play the game. The enemy team has the Malphite to lock you up, the Diana as well, and then the Yasuo to follow up on the knockup. So it's a comp, that is just set up for the Yasuo to press R and just be, fine with it. There's a lot of setup coming in. Wouldn't be surprised to see something like the Gragas support come in, or the Kalista as well, who does have the ultimate to knock people up. So yeah, looking like the Yasuo's greatest dream actually to play, as the Maokai is going to see the ban as well. The Lulu is going to get banned. So denying that Enchanter is a big thing from the Vayne. And I think one more Enchanter gets banned right here from the side of S8UL.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the Milio, going to be their second man that comes in for themselves, because they know Vayne can be a detriment later on, especially with the tumbles. You can avoid a lot of these knockups, get out of those tricky situations. But like you said, it looks like a dream field for Yasuo as of yet. The Braum ban comes in as we see what the last ban of S8UL is going to be here as they decide for themselves. They are looking like they want to have a bit of fun with it. I don't know if it's going to be Neo with the Yasuo. They want to bring that hands of Lotus because, like we saw last time, Lotus was playing the TF ADC. We had Rook to D4 on the Singed. It's going to be the Victor hitting the deck, not going to be allowed to be playing this matchup. Let's see what blind picks are going to be coming in for the side of JDJ as we head on. Already looking like a pretty good comp from their side in standards of how they want to look in it. With the ban, they can look for more engages, but they have to be very careful of that first 3 picks from S8UL.
100%. And the Kragus actually is going to get denied, so they are maybe listening to us as well. Denying that champion pickup from the side of S8UL. I think it's a big deal. Gragas again can provide a lot of knockup with his E and the R as well. So that's a smart ban coming out from the side. Pickup coming out from the side of JDJ as we await the bot lane essentially from the side of S8UL, but the Wukong is going to come in. So I think that's a Yasuo in the bot lane. The Diana could go into the mid lane. The Wukong jungle can be played by Infi. All right, you know what? I'm not gonna speak anything. We'll just see who's going.
Someone who goes where it's a complete. Honestly, has a 4-man knock coming in from the side of S8UL Esports. They definitely pulled out for them. Last time the Jax was banned game 1 in the second rotation of banning, but this time it gets picked up. Don't know. Probably going Jax jungle at the end of the day for them. But looks like Pantheon support, Gragas stop, maybe or mid, depends how you want it. They've just made a bit of here and there about how they want to play this out. But both comps not looking like comps that you essentially will be seeing in tournament fashion as of now, at least. And I think S8UL are going to be definitely looking to land 5-man Yasuo walls.
I think, yeah, I mean, sure, good luck to the Vayne playing this game as well. And especially with 4 melee champions on your side, I think Yasuo, Yone both are going to thrive. The Wukong is going to love his life as well playing against 4 melee champions. Same for the side of Diana. And you can already see not a lot of AP damage coming out from the side of JDJ, just the Gragas. And that's not enough. So RTU again can have a really good time making all the armor that he wants to in the world and, just out tank, I guess, the enemy team. So even though it looks like a troll draft from the side of S8UL, I think it's just going to be so painful from the side of JDJ to play against this one.
It does essentially look like that. The Yone Wukong bot lane will be coming out for the side of S8UL Esports. Let's say Lotus doesn't. Unfortunately, didn't have the best of times early laning phase on the DF against the Singed and the Pike. And now Rook to D4 on a much more traditional ADC, complete 180 of what his other pick was with the Vayne. Let's see how well his kiting will be going down since his Jhin has been banned out. But at least Jettfire Dojo look at least a bit more traditional from their side about how they want to play it. But like you said, lacking a lot of AP damage. That's why the Malphite can just stack that armor, have a good time with it. And it's all about what these guys do on the Rift. Please make sure to let us know in the chat which team you are supporting and which team do you think will win the draft, because it's a bit wonky. This entire series has been a bit wonky, but it still looks very heavily sided for the side of S8UL Esports.
Yeah, and that's just based on the sort of knockups that are there. I mean, they do have a really good mixture of, these sort of AP and AD champions as well. And not to mention, they are playing 5 melee champions themselves, right? So that is going to be quite scary for them as well. If the Vayne can get ahead, I think it could be a problem. But I don't think that's going to happen at all. For the side of JDJ. So it just remains to be seen how this game goes. And again, wouldn't be surprised if it ends really quickly.
Exactly. It might look like S8UL Esports want to beat their record of last game. I'm also getting clicks that the second game of Kakao Gaming versus PNX did conclude. That's going to be a 2-0 for Kakao. I think it was the second game was a 24-minute game. So both their games going fast in that series. Kakao finally getting more games under the belt, because until this day they had only played 2 games, and one of that was against S8UL Esports, where they unfortunately did lose, because they are one of the other titans heading into Legends in the future weeks coming in. So more games they play, the more points they're going to start racking up, the more higher up ranking they will have in the leaderboard going in. So especially against the team that was the third qualifier. But also we have talked quite a bit about Phoenix Such just not looking like the same team, at least after qualifiers. Like, they don't seem to have the same synergy that they're known for. They don't seem to getting the same drafts that they're known for. And unfortunately, even dropping games against teams like Jettfire's Dojo and Poro Patrol means that, they have fallen quite a bit from the standard that they had set for themselves earlier.
Yeah, 100%. And it looks highly unlikely now that they will qualify as well in that fourth spot for the playoffs. I'm not sure if they can do that. Maybe there's a turnaround, turn of form as well for them, but we'll have to wait and watch. While, as you said, Kakao had previously only played 2 games. Now this was their third game. They will be moving to 6 points in the ladder. And we do expect them to win most of their matches as well. I think the one to look out for is them versus Revenants, and we're going to have that matchup pretty soon as well. So that is going to be a close call. I still do think Kakao should be able to win that one quite easily as well. But yeah, them showing up, finishing their games in like 46 minutes combined, the series timing, I think that's a really good sign for the side of Kakao Gaming and how they want to approach this tournament and the rare end, especially when the playoffs start.
That's them just being the hungry people that they are, that they want. Now they're getting games, they want to show the dominant performance they have, because they're pretty much the only team that has made S8UL Esports drop games before, especially in that best of 5 series. Even in qualifier 1, that game 5 was highly contested, but that's all in the past. Let's focus a bit more on the future here, on this game 2 between S8UL Esports, who are on the blue side, and Jettfire's Dojo, who are still on the red. As you can see, they might just start walking in. Wukong hasn't picked up any items as of yet, so might be AFK. S8UL a bit slowly off the mark to get in to their laning phase. The Gragas has started a mana crystal and refillable health pot. Top side, both junglers are not opting for their own health pot. Last time we had seen Jettfire Dojo group quite a bit top side early on, made RTO burn that early flash from himself. This time, going to be hugging this bush in the mid lane. Nero's just going to walk up into the middle of the rift and start playing his flute.
Yeah, I really like how creative JDJ has been in these level 1s. Let's see if they can find Kratos here as they are moving down as a 5-man unit. Let's see if there are any kills to be had right here. Yasuo Nero on that champion looking suspiciously is going to find out that the invade had come in, and they that the enemy team does have quite a lot of vision towards the bot side of the map. So Infi going to smartly start towards his top side of the map, and if he doesn't see the Jax at the red buff or the Raptors, he will know that he's getting invaded. So he has full control and information of this situation coming in. Not Genius still at the red buff. Not sure what he's trying to do. Places another ward at the Raptor camp. RTO going to check this top side, gets the belly slam onto his chest. Is going to be fine though.
Is looking okay. Lotus gets the Q3 locked up. Rook to D4 losing quite a bit of HP to the E from Kratos. The Ignite now taking away on it. The Exhaust was there as well. The first blood already claimed by S8UL Esports. So not even been 2 minutes. This could be the second kill for them as well. And that's exactly what it's going to be on for Genius. So the bot lane of S8UL picking up a kill each, and Vayne and the Pantheon off to a disastrous start already. It looks like the bloodbath from game 1 just leaks over into game 2.
Yeah, I blink here and you're gonna miss it, and that's exactly what happened right there. As Free is looking for trades, has the Ignite as well, so he wants to go for a kill lane, and it will be down to him to shut down this Yasuo, because if he's not able to do it, I don't think there's going to be any way that you're going to stop Nero from taking over the game. But yeah, speaking about the early pickups in the bot side of the map, Boot is going to get picked up, 2 daggers as well for the side of Yone. A kill and assist each for both of them, and they were losing the laning phase in game 1, and they have come out and said, we'll show you how to play the game. And already at 2 minutes, not even going to pick up the 2v2 kills in the bot lane.
Yeah, it does not look like a best start. Now the level 2 advantage for them. Not is still not on his level 2. Now will be hitting it with his timer. Top side CS looks a bit equal for them. RTO and Mage still battling it out quite a bit. Mage running slightly low on that mana part. That's why he's gone for the mana crystal. Mid side between Free and Nero. Still even trades going on. Nero slightly winning out on that, especially in terms of CS numbers. Mage chooses to go back in on to RTO. Has to be careful. Infy's around the corner. Does QE on to the Pantheon. Who's going to be left for the dogs? Doesn't have flash money. There's not many places he can go. That's Infy going to be claiming the third kill for S8UL Esports, as well as the feats of warfare that gets locked up. No, Preeti Jinta now going on to Infy. Kratos will also be coming in. The counter strike comes out. Rook to D4 tumbles away. The condemn against the wall condemns Infy to the grey screen. The flash forward by Lotus claims the kill onto Preeti Jinta. Now Free has to be a bit careful in this matchup. Rook to D4, you're hitting away on a clone, my man. Did not realize that Free with that power Q does get some heals back. The Ignite was ticking away onto Kratos, but no. At the end of the day, that is still going to be 6 kills to 1 in very extended 4-1 coming in favor of S8UL Esports.
Can we call GG yet? Because this game looks to be done as well already. As you said, 6 kills to 1. I mean, we have seen JDJ, come back against Poro Patrol. I think it was, from a 5,000 goal deficit in 2 games in the previous weekend. But I don't think that's going to happen in this one, as the bot side of the map, especially, getting a bit overzealous and just getting punished for it so hard. Even Free had moved all the way from the mid lane, ends up dying. The Jax ends up dying as well. So a 6-for-1, 2.5 thousand goal lead in 5 minutes, and it's already looking quite bleak for the side of JDJ.
Exactly, looking very bleak for the size. Only maybe their top lane secure, but RTO has already a 10 CS lead on Mage. Now these Qs will also start doing damage, especially with the amp tone that he has collected. Free is trying to get the wave to himself, trying to freeze it for himself. Kratos is going to be moving in alongside Nero, but Preeti Jinta is close by, shadowing it around. Drake is up on the map. It's already been 23 seconds since it's been there. Maybe that should be what these teams are looking for. As you can see, the bot side and jungles are moving towards that objective. The fight breaks out. The Ignite is sticking away onto Kratos. He has to be careful. Has to clone over the wall. Nero against Free in the mid lane. The Q3 connects, but no ultimate going to be procced from Nero. Now Rook to D4 has to be careful. The flash away to get to safety. Pantheon sacrifices himself, jumping back in for some reason, and that's going to be another kill going over to S8UL Esports, plus the Drake to follow suit.
Yeah, the Drake getting started by Enfi right there, as top laners have hit level 6 already. So we'll see if RTO decides to go in. Maybe if he's able to cancel the Gragas recall, actually he's going to do it himself. So I think we could see a solo kill towards the top side as well. Kratos trading very heavily onto Rook to D4, who is going to take some damage, but I think he's going to be fine. Lotus now walking in with his E. Preeti Jinta, I think he's in a bad spot, does not have the flash. Was looking to kill Infi, but he's the one who's going to go down. Nero picks up another kill for himself. Not Genius. Again, in a very bad situation, is going to fall down once again. 0-4-0 on the Pantheon right now. And if everything that S8UL seems to touch is turning into gold for them at this point, just kills galore coming in for the side of S8UL. Already almost 4,000 goal lead, and the solo kill comes in that we had predicted. And yeah, I mean, 7 minutes, 4,000 goal lead. Kratos might end up going down. I mean, even he's going to survive. So this has to be a really big tilter for the side of JDJ.
Has to be big tilter. The only silver lining is that Preeti Jinta manages to take the Drake away. That looked like it was a pretty free coming into the side of S8UL Esports, but no. First Drake, Cloud Drake going over to the side of JDJ, but unfortunately lose quite a few members in the solution after fight from it. Kratos does survive, like I said, with a slither of HP, clones over the wall, gets to his safety. Nero against Free top mid side already has a level advantage. Free does have CS, but how long can this crocodile last if this pressure is completely quickly being still applied when the ultimate pop by Free just to survive. The ultimate from Nero after the Q3 should claim the kill, but no, the flash away from the Crocodile saves him. The ultimate proc by Infi against Precision. That's his own solo kill. Free is trying to come back to lane, maybe get some healing off to the minions with his Q, but no. Nero also eats a turret shot for his troubles of walking so forward. Preeti Jinta with this flash Q not connecting, but the flash E by Mage does. That's a shutdown going over to JDJ's side while Infi is taking away the red buff in the opposition jungle.
Yeah, let's see if it's going to matter too much. I don't think so, as a lot of platings are being picked up towards the bot side of the map. And a lot of these champions still have not hit level 6. The Wukong comes to mind. Once he does that, I think he's going to be able to provide the knock-up as well to the side of the Yasuo, as we see a dive come in towards the top side. RTO going to pick up his second kill of the game as they dive Mage. And Mage, I'm not too sure what he can do to come back into this game. The ultimate from Lotus comes in. Rook to D4 in trouble right there. Gets ignited. Favor being returned to Lotus, but not Genius. Somehow ends up dying in that encounter, and Lotus goes 4-0 and 5 on his Yone.
4-0 and 5, not Genius, not being that much of a genius in that play, ends up going down. Rook to D4 trying to kite as much. He's gonna get dove over here. Kratos is looking for it with the EQ, clones away. It's going to be Lotus, but no, he does snap back. It's the shutdown getting picked by Rook to D4. A bit of miscommunication from members over there. Lotus maybe thought the aggro was still on to Kratos, but no, unfortunately he ends up falling down. Free still trying to trade quite a bit. He is 20 CS up onto Nero. Now Genius coming in to Kratos here, but I don't think you can do much against Wukong with the ward. Does spot him out, does maybe stagger some of these recall timers for him, but Kratos is going to trade very evenly. He's up in terms of itemization. He doesn't mind this whatsoever, but Preeti Jinta is around the corner. Kratos on the wrong side of it. Might even look to pick up the solo kill. He does on to the Pantheon, but he's going to follow very shortly. Free in the mid time gets ganged up by the combo of Infinito mid side. He ends up falling down. At the end of the day, it's a 16 kill for S8UL Esports, only 4 for JDJ, and this goal has become exponentially different in terms of gap.
Yeah, 100%. And I think Preeti Zinta could have left those golems right there and got towards the bot side a bit earlier, knowing that the Wukong had the shutdown bounty on him, as the tier 1 turret will be picked up in the mid lane, and that's going to be feed secured as well for the side of S8UL. Again, 16-4, looking really strong at this point. They are all going to reset anytime soon, I think, and they are going to pick up so many items as well. The Yone spikes really hard on the blade on the Rune King. Preeti Zinta, the counter strike flash is going to fail. Lotus uses the ultimate to get out, but is not going to. Diana picks up the kill towards the top side. Infi and Malphite again doing a good job in shutting down Mage right there, as the Cyclone comes in from the side of Kratos. It's going to pick up the kill on to Rook to D4, but Kratos might end up going down as well after that encounter. And there you go, a 2-for-2. So some sort of answer back coming in from the side of JDJ, but I'm not sure if it's enough.
Exactly, don't sure it's enough. It might be a bit too late to make these plays. Mage TPs on the top side might try to catch out RTO. But Preeti Jinta, you've been starting this Drake all by yourself. You don't expect S8UL not to go for you. A bit of a mistake with the ultimate from Greg, as he allows RTO to actually get out of that, so they don't lose any members. They pick up the Ocean Drake as well as the kill onto the Jax. Free has to be a bit careful about how he wants to walk around. Lotus can pretty much 1v1 against Rook to D4 if he plays it properly. The Q3 connects from him, getting some chunk damage. The Vampire Scepter also picked up for the wave. Ken's trying to heal off a bit from this wave, but still looking quite bad. 8k goal lead over there. The ultimate from the Yone this time connects onto Rook to D4, pops the barrier just to survive. Nero is in a 1v2 against the Pantheon and against the Renekton. Has to be careful. His Q3 doesn't connect. The wind wall comes out. Now Genius is still chasing, doesn't pick it up, but the tier 1 in the bot side ends up falling down for the side of JDJ, and it already looks like it might be on a faster paced game compared to game 1.
Yeah, it definitely is. When you look at the goal lead, it's almost going to be 10,000 pretty soon, as we saw towards the bot side. The turret was picked up. A lot of damage as well onto Rook to D4 in the mid lane. Nero is, ends up surviving as well. Not Genius again looking to gank. I think we saw that quite a lot in game 1. Towards the top side, I think Mage might end up going down. Preeti Jinta is here. The Q comes in and the Malphite can just run away from that gank. Infi though is here with the Diana. Should be able to pick up both these kills right here. Is going to connect his ultimate. The flash out, and he's going to be fine. RTO uses the unstoppable force to secure his 3rd kill of the game. Now 21-7. Again, we are still not quite at 10,000 gold lead, as Free is lurking around the brush but gets spotted by Black Infinity using his Q there. They're going to pick up the red buff right here. I mean, they are just getting their way in this game. I don't think there's anything that JDJ can do to stop the onslaught that is upon them.
Honestly, it's looking like a very tough situation. All tier 1s down for the side of JDJ. You can see Free was looking for a pick, unfortunately couldn't get it, like you said, spotted by the Q of the Diana. He's starting to battle against Nero, but we have seen this before. At least uses a slice to get away from the Q3. Now Genius is going to land the stun. Free pops the ultimate. Q3 lands from Nero. The flash forward by Now Genius picks up the kill onto Nero, but these are just scrapes that they're having to fight for this time. It's honestly not looking at the bot side. Gragas looks like in a tough spot. Lotus is keeping his distance. Mage uses the E to try and get away. The ultimate comes in. Lotus ultimate does not connect onto Mage but closes the gap. Mage just barely surviving. You can barely see his HP bar at that point. Free against Kratos in the mid side. Still has to be careful if there should be any other members lurking around. Free just looking to maybe pick up the wave. But look at how much map pressure the side of S8UL is enforcing. There's only one fourth of the map is the only part that the side of JDG can honestly walk over here. Not Genius is trying to go in, but it's honestly, I don't even see any way they can do it. It's looking like maybe even a pre-20 minute game, the pace that S8UL Esports is heading on.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a disaster for the side of JDJ, and as you said, the map control, I mean, all the camps are being picked up by Black Infinity. You can see his CS, almost 10 CS per minute. The Jax is getting choked out very fast actually, and he's 4 levels down now to the Diana, as RTO does not really care as well what's happening. He might end up going down. That was really bad pathing by him right there, but that's the state of the game. They don't really care if you can kill them or not, because it's not going to matter. As the Wukong goes in, that's going to be a 3-man knockup. Another 3-man knockup comes in. Kratos picks up the 3rd kill of that skirmish right there. 2 kills go to Black Infinity, and again, there's nothing that JDJ can do to come back in this game. As the flash Q comes in, he's going to pick up the kill onto the Wukong. Let's see if Free can get out of this situation.
Free is looking comfortable. The TP is coming in. He picks up the kill onto the. He only had to snap back. Now Nero's getting locked up into place. It's going to be Free with the W that gets picked up the set. Like you said, a triple kill coming in for the Renekton over here. Infi's looking to maybe just one-shot Mage. Mage keeps his distance. Infi's going to follow up with the second E. The Q, as a fadeaway, picks up the kill onto the Gragas. Now Infi might be looking in a tough spot. There are 3 members of JDJ trying to chase him down, but you have to be careful. Ultimate. This is a full AP RTO, by the way. He's going to do so much damage with the unstoppable force. Free is trying to run for the hills. The Q's enough to slow him down. Let's Infi come in for the cleanup. A double kill for Infi, a kill for RTO, and that was such a beautiful Malphite ultimate.
Yeah, a big 3-man unstoppable force coming in. JDG thought they were going to kill Infinity back there. Does not happen at all, as RTO is there, right place, right time, connects a huge ultimate. 2 kills again picked up for the side of Infinity. RTO going to pick up his 4th kill of the game, as well as the dragon has been started, and Kratos is soloing it for some reason right now. Infi going to show up and secure that one for the team, and we should be looking at the end of the game in the next 3-4 minutes, I'm pretty sure. The goal lead is just too much for the side of JDJ to come back.
It is exactly looking like it's too much. The ultimate from Lotus connects on to Jin. The reminder, his counter-strike is still on CD after he had just used it. The Q connects from an Infi does so much damage on 2-3 essentially over there. The tier 2 in the bot side has fallen. The tier 2 in the mid side has fallen. The tier 2 in the top side sure to follow as well. Kratos and Mage just extending emotes over here. Not much you can do otherwise. Tier 3 mid side falls down. Rift Herald call out. I think they want to make Shelly dance from the side of S8UL Esports over there. They might be looking for something of that sort. Here comes near there. 3-man Diana ultimate flash comes in. The knock-up with the Rift Herald might cause a Mage to have some problems, but no, it still seems pretty okay from themselves. It does look pretty good. S8UL just running it in to the base of JDJ as they can just look while the base is in shambles against them, as they can maybe pick up some humor in this very dark situation for them.
Yeah,
oh my god, the Freeman
combo comes in.
That was crazy coming in from RTO. That just pretty much seals the deal. It's going to be a faster game than game 1 like we predicted, and Kaka, this is just S8UL asserting their dominance over here.
Yeah, this was never a close series. Unfortunately, again, we knew what was going to happen. I'm pretty sure both the teams knew what was going to happen as well. I mean, this was just disgusting to watch, right? You can see the goal lead 15,000 at 19 minutes. The game has already ended. And we thought the PNX versus Kakao Gaming series was, quick. I mean, this one ended in sub 20... sub 41 minutes, so that was a very quick series. As we look at the last team fight, the unstoppable 4s onto 3, the Yasuo is there to follow up as well, and that was that for the side of JDJ, and they I don't think they'll be too disappointed as well. I think they expected that this was going to happen. So yeah, I mean, congratulations to S8UL, and this was a very one-sided game.
It was a one-sided game, a faster game than game 1. They're just having fun with it. I honestly thought they're going to even try to make Shelly dance. Yeah, Nero goes into Shelly and tries to take it towards the turret. They get their knockups in, but this, a bit of TikTok comp coming in for them just looks phenomenal.
Yeah, while he was inside, the Rift Herald right there, Dyna had connected a 3-4 man ultimate as well. So unfortunately, he wasn't there to follow up on that one. But I think RTO made up for it quite beautifully.
He did make it quite beautifully. His ults landed pretty nicely in these matches. He was full AP, mind you, so they do a ton of damage if they connect rightly onto the targets they do. And then Infi can just come up for the follow-up. It started with Infi going for the flash ultimate for himself in that last fight as well. And I think it's just to say that there's a reason why these guys are the top dogs. There's a reason why they're in the top of the leaderboard right now. And unfortunately, JDJ, I hope they don't get too disheartened by this lock, because you were in a matchup that was not heavily favored for your side on a bit of the lesser parts of the odds. So hopefully they don't get too demotivated heading further into Legends Ascent, but it already looks pretty dire compared to points wise for them, because there's only a couple of more games left for them, and it's high time they start picking up some points. The last series, the win against Shubo Haters, looked like they were trying to pick up momentum, but then if you're going to face S8UL in the next matchup, you can't be looking to continue that win streak for yourself.
Yeah, 100%. They are still going to face Kakao Gaming as well, and a couple of other top teams. So it is going to be quite difficult for them to qualify. For them, I think this should be about getting the experience in these sort of tournaments and see where you exactly stand and what you can do better as a team. But for the side of S8UL, I think this was expected. They were the favorites, and by quite a margin as well. And that's exactly what has happened. 2 really quick games. They will be, hoping to continue their dominance and secure the LCP wildcard playoff spot.
They will be exactly looking to do that, head into the playoffs pretty much undefeated, right? They haven't dropped any games, even against the team that they had the hard for battle qualifier 1 against Kakao Gaming. That series they came out 2-0 on top over here. So it does look like they are going to be, I think they pretty much locked in their top 4 spot over here at the end of today, given how many points they have racked up. I think it's 5 games also completed for them, so they're looking pretty fine, and it's now up to Kakao now to start racking up points the more games they start playing, because unfortunately they've only played the 3, right, and one of them was against S8UL Esports, which unfortunately they could not come out in top of. JDJ on the other hand had picked up 1 game against Phoenix Ascension, 1 point from there. The 2-1 against Shuvo Haters let them get 2 more points there, so they are sitting still at a measly 3 points, and it's not looking that good for themselves. Even Shuvo Haters, the dark horses we thought coming into this competition, have stopped racking as many points, maybe falling off, maybe the pressure is also getting to them. So this is what happens when you're maybe new faces to the tournament circuit, at least, that you're going to have a tough time. You're going to have to face these kind of pressures that are not always there, maybe in your free time when you're bringing scrims or you're having your flex queues. Now it gets a bit serious. There are a lot of people watching at the same time, so it does creep up on players and makes them fall short. But at the end of the day, today's 2 BO3s are going to be ending in a 2-0 fashion. The first one, that's a 2-0 for Kakao Gaming against Phoenix Ascension. The second one's going to be a 2-0 for S8UL Esports against Jettfire's Dojo, and the top dogs of the competition asserting why they are standing right there.
Yeah, and the 4th spot is there for the taking for any of these teams that do decide to step up. As we look at the end game scorecard, 19 minutes and 24 seconds. Again, a very, very quick work for the side of S8UL in the in a very dominating 2-0 series. Honestly, goal lead you can see 15,000. When it comes to objectives, actually 1 turret was picked up from the side of JDJ along with the dragon that we saw, but everything else, S8UL, not the Atakan didn't even spawn in this game. That's how quickly this one ended. The Void Grubs, 2 dragons, Rift Herald, I mean, you name it, everything picked up for the side of S8UL, and yeah, a very dominating game too.
Yeah, and the JDJ, they only picked up 1 Drake when Pritijinda went pretty deep, tried to steal it away, gets it, but they pay a lot for that price. The team fights were not coming out. Just later on, it just seemed like they were in a very dire situation about what they can actually do up in the matchups. The wombo combos coming in very nicely for the side of S8UL Esports. And yet again, another MVP performance from Infi. He is your MVP of Game 1 as well as Game 2. A 12-8 game on the Diana. Another improving from his 9.9 CS per minute to now a 10. Nice whole number for him. 1115 damage per minute for him. He was just a monster on this Diana, landing combos as well. The follows up from Nero and from the side of RTO coming in. Kratos also comes in for the help. But yeah, this is just showing you why this guy is so dominant. Pretty much every single matchup S8UL Esports is playing, it's Infi who comes out with the MVP.
Yeah, series MVP for Infi. Again, look at those numbers: 12-8, KD8, almost more than 10 CS per minute. In both the games combined, he has almost 20 CS per minute, so that is absurd. 23-4, and his opposite number, unfortunately, Pritijinda, 5-18 on the champions that he played. I think this is just a very one-sided looking table for the side of Infi.
It is exactly that, pretty one-sided coming in. Unfortunately, Pritijinda could not clutch it up like he did in the matchups against Shuvo Haters. That's a bit of jungle diff coming in at the end of the day, with Infi coming out on top of it. As you said, pretty much one-sided in his affair. Everything he did right. Died only 4 times in both games. That's also after they were having quite a bit of fun with it going into this series. Huge amount of KP coming in for him, and he's looking as dominant as ever heading in further on to Legends. And even after beating so many top teams, now maybe fighting more on the lower end of the leaderboard spectrum, it just looks like S8UL will continue the domination and head in unbeaten completely into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's very likely. I don't think they lose a single game, let alone series, as we look at the league table right now. Again, S8UL Esports sitting pretty at the top, 5 wins, 15 points, so not losing a single game so far. Revenants on the second spot, only losing out to S8UL. They are 3-1 in their 4 matches, 9 points to them. Kakao Gaming, as you said, ramping up the points now. 2 wins, 1 loss coming at the hands of S8UL. 6 points for them, and then it's the rest of the pack who needs to pick up because most of these teams have played 4 or 5 games, except for Kakao, who will be more active in the coming weeks. So that's what the table looks like. Again, that 4th spot for me is there for the taking for either one of Suvo Haters, Phoenix Ascension, even Poro Patrol, who have started looking quite good in recent weeks. Unfortunately lost to Jettfire's Dojo. I think they could have won that series 2-0, but unfortunately could not. So again, they will be hoping to ramp up as well. But yeah, top 4 spots up, up for the grab, and let's see who can step up.
Like you said, top 4 spots after the grab is pretty, mingling over there in terms of points between maybe the 5th marks all the way up till maybe the 7th as well. But unfortunately, Jettfire Dojo, as you can see from that on the bottom as well, still with their points secured. Unfortunately for RPG, they haven't secured too many points for them. They have 4 entire losses in the 4 games they played. They've racked up maybe a game or 2 in the series for the certain points they have, but at least not sitting at the 0-point mark. So I think it has to be a bit more pickup for them. These bottom tier teams have to start piling the points if they have a chance. Like you said, maybe aim for that 4th spot coming in. But guys, that's it. That's all it's been from my side as well as Kaka today. We will try and see you tomorrow as well, because we have more games lined up. The weekend is just going to start, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's tug. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot and sink with the boys. I feel like Joel and B, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Flip it. The letter I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. He not got a cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit Z. Whoa, I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic dude. Whoa, win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Give me all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 Did it, I did it, I did it. I'm going in. Got me like, gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop.